we'll bring in the play-by-play announcer he's the play-by-play announcer for the Sacramento Kings. He's the play-by-play announcer for the NBA. He is our man, Mark Jones. First, Mark, let's start with this, man. We really appreciate you taking KC shopping for his birthday, man. I know what a big deal it was for him to be able to go shopping with you and rock that bag.
I can only hope. I only had, hey, Mark, like I told him, yeah, I had the little Louis V pouch on, the bum bag, whatever. But I wasn't with Mark Jones because I only had Stan Smiths on. I didn't have the LV loafers on. Mark would have the LV loafers. You know what I'm saying? I only had some Stan Smith. He had some Louboutins last time I seen Mark before the game.
Yeah, he hit me hard in the pocketbook if it was for real. I know that. My man got Epicurean taste, boy. High level taste. I saw the LV across his back. I'm like, okay, now we're rolling. I like that.
Come on, man. That's just my Mark Jones starter kick. That's all that is.
We're supposed to live like kings, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, I know we didn't do that stuff before Mark got here. Then Mark got here. Now we all running around trying to buy Louis bags and Gucci messenger bags to take to work to an office we don't go into. Like it's crazy, Mark.
Don't sleep on the.
Listen, the ancient Egyptians taught us you can't take it with you, right?
That's right.
Take it with you when you're gone. I'm not trying to leave it to all, some of my freeloading relatives out here. So,
that's what I'm gonna tell. That's what I'm gonna tell my loved ones. So I'm gonna tell my loved ones next time I walk in with a bag. Like Mark said, I can't take it with me. What's the problem?
Right. Let's not. We throwing around name brands. Let's not sleep on Dior ones. I don't have none.
Okay.
Man,
I'm just saying. I don't know if Mark has any. I don't have none. Somebody got some.
But I did get a look at the new LV collab with Nike. Those are like 12 bands, man. I'm not trying to spend 12 bands. I can't justify that. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah,
maybe after the next Powerball or something, but I don't know, man.
Only one of us got the Dior ones.
Okay. Ignore this man, Mark Jones. You're listening to D-Lo and Casey on KIFM, West Sacramento, KRXQ HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320, driven by last year's Elk Grove Dodge, and always live on the free Odyssey app. Mark, you be able to get some, you work like every game in Summer League. You able to get, you got some downtime coming your way before we ramp back up?
Man, it was fun. I love doing Summer League, man. It's a chance to connect with NBA family and, talk to players, coaches, and get around and spend a lot of time with our Sacramento people there in Las Vegas, and it was fantastic. I did pretty much 2 games a day, was there the entire time, 11 days, had a couple of days off during there, and since then came back and just decompressing, man. I'm not, I hit the off switch and trying to keep it on off for a while. I was in Miami for the Miami Pro League and watched some good pickup there the other day with Bam Adebayo, Darius Garland was playing, Dennis Smith Jr. trying to get back in the league, Michael Beasley, a bunch of guys, bunch of NBA players. Because I'm just addicted to the gym, man. I love being in the gym and being around the fellas. And I'll probably turn back up in the next couple weeks and start looking at what's happening and what's coming down the tracks for the NBA season, and get ready for our guys to do some great things this year. I love what I saw in Las Vegas from our rookie Keegan Murray, and I know the guys have had a couple of informal get-together workouts / camps amongst themselves up in Napa, and I know they got another one coming up later sometime in August, and just the team chemistry, the team bonding. I think that's really going to reap some rewards. It's going to get us off to a faster start than maybe in previous seasons, something that is sustainable too, not just after the first 10 or 11 games.
Yeah. Mark, you talked about Summer League, and you were on the call for the Summer League game of the year, maybe of the last 5 years. The Murray Miracle in the Desert, as my man Mark Jones would say. Tell me about that moment, because it really was crazy, like to see not only the shot and the comeback, but the atmosphere that seemed to be in the Thomas and Mack Center. It seemed like everybody was into that game and into that moment, and the place went wild. What was it like being on the call for that one, man?
It was fantastic because, like it looked like the game was over, so Doris Burke and I are preparing for our post-game hit, our post-game sports center hit, and we're thinking down the road, okay, here's what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, a bucket, a steal, a three, a bucket, and we're in double overtime. And I was really impressed with, Jordy, the way he coached the team, A, and B, the poise of Keegan Murray to get his feet set on that three and send the game into extra time. And Kada, who was unbelievable during Summer League the entire time. I think, he's the number 2 story coming out of Summer League, just the way that he was able to be impactful at both ends of the floor. I did one game in the Cox Pavilion, the smaller gym that we played. I think it was the Pacers. And I remember one sequence, he had three blocks in one sequence, So, but getting back to that game, it was great to be able to see the fight, the way that the Kings came back and tied the game, sending this double overtime, and that controversial replay review that ended up not being a Banchero foul that kind of led to them winning it. That was really, I think, irrelevant when you look at the overall performance of the way Sacramento played, which was great.
Obviously the team played well. You mentioned Kada, Keon Ellis, but Keegan Murray, not only the way that he played in Summer League, earning Summer League MVP, but specifically the way that he played against guys like in that particular game, Paolo Banchero, against Chet Holmgren, against some of the other top picks in the draft, had to have been a real eye-opening moment for some Kings fans to see how he measured up against those guys who were just talked about leading into the draft nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get a chance to call the game against OKC. I was across the way calling another game that day for ESPN, but I went back and watched it, and he gave Chet work. I mean, with the capital W, I mean, he. I love the way that he moves off the ball and sets up his defenders to get open off of pin downs, wide pin downs. I like the way that Jordy called, basically, if you notice, every first play of every first game was for Keegan Murray, and he was shot ready, prepared, and more times than not made good on the opportunity. So his level of maturity, his precision, his skill, I think he's got a little bit ways to go still as an individual on-ball defender. And how he guards wings is still a little bit of a question. But, in speaking with Coach Brown, all you've got to do is give him, 2.5 seconds of initial effort and being able to thwart that initial thrust by the offensive player. If he can give Sacramento 2.5 seconds and then help comes, he's good. Yeah. So, there's a reason why he was a Summer League MVP, and, I was one of those people that voted for him, and people are going to call me a homer. Yeah, go ahead, but the kid deserved it. He was with it.
No, I'll call you somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about. That's what I'll talk about. That's what I'll call you, Mark. Real quick before I get you out of here, man, you saw a lot of the other newest Kings, Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk, in your time around the league. What's your impressions of their game and how they might fit in out here in Sac?
I thought last year Monk was a steal for the Lakers. And, I think he's going to be as impactful this year for Sacramento in terms of his shot making. Kevin Huerter is a guy that I'm excited about too in a big way. He's a wonderful shot maker. I mean, people sleep on him in what he's able to do with the basketball at the offensive end, and he's got pretty good length too. And with the backcourt, you're always concerned about being a little too diminutive. He gives us a little bit of length in the backcourt, and I always tell people, hey, remember Game 7, Kevin Huerter against the Philadelphia 76ers for the Atlanta Hawks, because that was no fluke. I mean, I've spent some time around Kevin, and he's a guy that grew up watching Dwayne Wade videos 24 hours a day. That's the guy that he idolized on the come up. And, he's incorporated or tried to incorporate some of those things at the offensive end. And at his size, and he's an above average athlete, I think, at the NBA level. I think that was a great move by Monty McNair. So he and Malik Monk, if you look at this roster, guys, between now and where it was a year ago at this time going into the season, Monty's done a fantastic job of turning it over. And, I think this is a team that is slotted for anywhere between 6 through 8 in the playoffs, because I know Mike's going to do a great job defensively, and it starts with De'Aaron Fox. He had De'Aaron Fox at the Adidas camp as a youngster, and he coached him at that camp amongst other kids like Bam Adebayo and some other, 5-star kids. And Mike has told me that he thought that De'Aaron moving forward would be more impactful, even as a defender, than he would as an offensive player. He thought that would be his main skill. So the two of those guys have talked, and De'Aaron's going to be at the point of attack a much better defender than he was in previous seasons. We're going to see the best version of him this year, and that really excites me.
Mark, you keep us on top of our game, man. We appreciate you so much. Enjoy these next few weeks, man, before we get busy again.
Hey, listen, just make sure your partner there doesn't empty the shelves at the Louis.
I can't make no promises, bro. I can't make no promises, dog. I can't promise that.
Up. Like I said, that's my Mark Jones starter kit, man. This is my Mark Jones starter kit. That's all.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be out here drinking Louis the 13th, like drinking Louis the 13th on a Tuesday.
They said you guys took the last bottle off the shelf.
Mark, we appreciate you, my brother. Thank you.
Take care, Mark.
You guys keep up the fantastic work, man. Talk to you soon.